guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to do a more in-depth routine of my face routine. So I'm going to be going over foundation, contour, bronzer, highlight, concealer, powder, everything from A to Z for anything to do with the face. I've never done a video like this on my channel. I've never done a more in-depth talk through tutorial. So I hope you enjoy, and if you'd like to see how I get my full coverage foundation and face routine, keep watching. Go in with Mario Badescu facial spray. This is the rose one. This is very hydrating, and I always go in with this just to kind of moisturize my face some. Now I'm going to go in with MAC strobe cream. I absolutely love this as a kind of a moisturizer because it's very hydrating, and it really does add a lot of dew and glow to the skin. It just makes your skin look very healthy, especially underneath foundation, because that kind of gives you that glow from within look, and I absolutely love that look, especially when doing a full coverage foundation. Lots of skin prep. This is going to make sure your foundation goes on perfectly. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish 24-hour primer. This is a very silicone primer, and it's really good for pore filling. So I'm only going to pat this into the areas where I have very large pores. This is just going to make sure that the foundation does not enhance those pores, and it kind of blurs them out so that way your skin looks as flawless as possible. And you go in and you can tap this, and then I kind of rub it in just a little bit after I've tapped it in, just to make sure that it's really spread evenly throughout the skin and that it's not going to be too heavy in certain areas and not others. For Smashbox, this is the Smashbox Studio Skin 24-hour wear foundation, and this is the Tarte blending sponge. I absolutely love this Tarte blending sponge. I personally like it better than a beauty blender, and it's cheaper. The beauty blender is usually $20, and this one was only $16, I believe. So I go in with this little Morphe brush, and I just kind of stripe this all over my face. This helps make sure that I have as much product as possible on my face before I go in with the sponge, because if you dab the foundation straight from the sponge kind of soaks up a lot of your product. So I go in with this just to make sure I have as much product on my skin as possible, and then I will go in with my damp sponge and kind of blend that out, make sure all the edges are seamlessly blended together and that I don't have any caked up spots on my face. I don't personally like to go in with a brush to blend out my foundation because I just feel like it leaves like streaky lines all over your face. So I go in with a sponge just because I feel like this gives you a more flawless application. Favorites, the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla. This is very close to my skin tone. It's not really, I don't really use it to highlight, but I do use it to conceal, and it does highlight some. So I'm going to put this everywhere that I would normally highlight my face to just bring those features forward. I'm going to highlight under the eyes, down the bridge of my nose, on the tip of my nose, my forehead, and my chin. And this concealer has the best formula to me. I like the Tarte Shape Tape, but sometimes it's a little too heavy. So I usually go on with this one because it's a little bit more dewy and it blends out so beautifully, and it does not crease on me throughout the day. I used the Tarte Shape Tape for a while, but I ended up going back to this because I absolutely love this formula. Going in with that same Tarte sponge, and I'm just going to blend that out everywhere I put it. I also put some on the Cupid's bow, but just where the Cupid's bow is kind of prominent, because if you see in just a few minutes, I'm going to go in and contour the dip in the Cupid's bow, and it really makes it look like you have fuller lips when you do this. And just go in and blend all of this out. Make sure you blend it really nicely, so that way you don't have any weird lines on your face, because as you can see right now we have kind of a weird pattern going on. So I just blend this out until it looks the way I want it to. Contour, I'm going to go in with my Hoola Quickie Contour Stick. This cream contour is the perfect shade for me, and I usually go in with cream contours when I'm doing a more full foundation because I feel like powders wear away a little too quickly and creams kind of stay in place a little bit longer. So I always go in with a cream if I really want my foundation to last. This one is very nice because the formula is more of like a cream to powder finish, so it really blends out nicely. And it looks really natural on the skin. I guess as natural as a brown bronzer contour could look. But I'm just going to go in with this on my forehead, down that Cupid's bow like I said, in my contour lines, and on my nose. I've recently started contouring my nose. I've never done this before, but I kind of like it because it does slim out the nose a little bit. And when you blend out your concealer, your nose is kind of white because you're blending it out towards your nose. And this is going to help make sure you have a little bit more color to your nose and it looks a little bit more natural. And make sure you blend this out very nicely because nobody wants to see any lines on your face. Attempt to and BoxyCharm liquid highlight. I always go in with a liquid highlight and then set it with a powder highlight just to make sure that it lasts all day long and it's pretty bold because I like a pretty blinding highlight. This one I wasn't too fond of because it was very hard to get out of the container and it really didn't have much color payoff. I guess if you like a natural highlight, this is good, but I didn't really like it very much. It is very important. Go in and bake with any kind of translucent powder. I'm using the Airspun powder. This is going to really clean up that contour from where we blended it down a little too far earlier, and it's going to really make sure that the foundation on the bottom of your cheeks stays on all day long. Now I'm going in with this MAC Holiday Collection. This is from their Nutcracker collection. This is a blush and highlight duo. And I'm going to go in with this blush on this Luxie brush, and I'm just going to pack this on the apples of my cheeks and bring it back towards my hairline. You'll see in just a second, this blush really wasn't having much color payoff for me. You can kind of see it a little bit on camera, but it really had no color payoff. So I'm actually going to go in with the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in the shade Seduction. And this one's more of a dusty rose kind of shade, but it's going to really accentuate your cheeks and make it give you that natural flush that you're looking for. my favorite part, I'm going to go in with my Tarte Exposed Highlight, and I'm going to just put this on with a Morphe brush and put this everywhere that I just put that cream, or that liquid highlight, sorry. And I'm also going to put this on the tips of my nose and my Cupid's bow to really accentuate that. This highlight is absolutely beautiful. It's kind of neutral. It's more of a gold champagne color, but it's absolutely stunning and it blends out so beautifully. This Real Techniques, I believe it's the blush brush, but I use it to blend out my bake because it works really well. And you're going to blend out everywhere that you just put that baking powder. You don't want it too heavy anywhere on the skin. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my Hoola powder, contour powder, and I'm going to go in with that same brush that I was just using for the powder, and I'm going to set where I put that contour. I do this after blush just so that way it kind of blends in with the blush and everything looks seamless. I used to do this and then blush, but I found this way it just makes everything look a lot more seamless. So like I said, I'm just going to put this everywhere that I put that cream just to make sure the cream stays placed all day long. And this is really going to make sure your foundation, the cream, nothing moves around if you set with powder. So that's why I'm going in and doing this. Okay, so I'm going to pat all of those powders in with this damp beauty blender or Tarte sponge, and this is going to just help make sure you don't look powdery or cakey because nobody likes looking like that. And I'm going in with the Dewy Finish Setting Spray by NYX, and I'm just going to spray this all over before adding another highlight. If you spray a setting spray and let it almost dry and then apply a highlight, it really makes your highlight pop. I'm going to go in with that Nutcracker palette again, and I'm going to go in with this highlight, and I'm only going to apply this to the tops of my cheekbones just to make those pop more. As you can see, it makes a little bit more of a blinded highlight. It's so pretty, so pretty. And then I'm only going to put that in this high points right here. Now to really set and lock things in place, I'm going in with the Urban Decay All Nighter, and I'm just going to drench my face in this. Not only does this feel amazing, it really helps make my makeup last all day long, and it really helps you get that skin finish on your makeup. And I'm also going to go in with my sponge and just kind of pat that in, really making sure that it really gets into the makeup and makes everything combine and set and look as flawless as possible. Face, but I'm going to do my lips on camera too. I'm going in with this Real Her I'm Precious lip liner that I got in, I believe it was my BoxyCharm. This is just a nude lip liner, and I'm going to go in and just line my lips as normal, and I'm going to kind of contour my lips a little bit just to kind of make them look a little bit more full. And it's really going to give the lipstick that we put on in a few minutes really like a lot of dimension, and it's going to make your lips look fuller, nicer, and it's going to give a nice look to the lips. I'm going to go in with my MAC and Laura Lee Collab in the shade Laura Lee. I absolutely love this nude, and this lipstick is the most comfortable formula I have ever tried. I usually don't use lipsticks, but I absolutely love this one. It's so comfortable, and it really lasts a long time, and it is the perfect nude, and I absolutely love Laura Lee. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe down below, and we will see you next time. Bye!